If you haven't considered any of the major cities around Orlando, which are highly interconnected in terms of employment, recreation, and proximity to the theme parks, then this is the video for you. Hey everyone, my name is Joel, and we're gonna be discussing 5 areas around Orlando that offer a wealth of opportunities at a much lower cost. You'll get a quick rundown of each area and get an idea of how much it'll cost you to buy a home there. Since Orlando is a well-established city with a wide range of home conditions and prices, and also to make sure that we're comparing apples to apples, the average price point we'll be looking at is for homes built after 2010. If you'd like to get into the details of the average cost for all homes in Orlando, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is down in the description below. Now let's go ahead and dive into our first area, Clermont. It's located west of Orlando. It's about 35 to 45 minutes from downtown. It truly is an up and coming area, well positioned for major growth with the ongoing development over the last few years. For those out there that are outdoor, health, or fitness enthusiasts, this will be the perfect fit as there are numerous options for walking, biking, and hiking. On top of that, Clermont is building a reputation for its health and wellness scene centered around the National Training Center and the Wellness Way project. So there are a few potential drawbacks when it comes to Clermont. One of them is the fact that because there's a lot of growth and expansion right now, you're gonna see a lot of construction over the next few years. Now, if you're a frequent flyer, that's another challenge that may come up for you because of the fact that the airport is about 40 to 50 minutes away driving. Now, in terms of home prices, Clermont is slightly more affordable than Orlando is, with average price points in Clermont for homes built after 2010 being around $472,000 compared to Orlando's $515,000. Now moving on to the next area, Kissimmee is well known for its resorts, its tourism, and its proximity to the theme parks, them being only about 15 to 25 minutes away, depending on where you're starting from. The area also has much more to do than just a theme park like anywhere else here in Central Florida. I mean, they have plenty of parks, plenty of lakes. For example, you can go to Lake Toho. Another place that you can go to is the Kissimmee Lakefront Park. Again, those are just a few that I can name off the top of my head. Fun to enjoy, and it's again something different to do outside of the theme parks. Now, one of the great things about living in Kissimmee is the fact that you're just as close to the Orlando International Airport or downtown Orlando as most people that live in Orlando are. For example, from the airport, you're just 20 to 30 minute drive away, or from downtown, you're looking at 30 to 45 minutes. Of course, this is depending on traffic and what side of town you're leaving from. Which leads me to one of the downsides. Because of its proximity to the theme parks, odds are you're gonna hit a lot more tourist traffic than most people in Orlando would. Now, as far as home prices go, Kissimmee is somewhat more affordable than Orlando. The average price point for homes built after 2010 in Kissimmee are about $420,000. Again, comparing it to Orlando's $515,000. Next up is a place that is very near and dear to my heart, St. Cloud, Florida. A lot like Kissimmee and Clermont, it has been rapidly growing over the last few years. One of my favorite things about St. Cloud is the fact that it has a great small town feel with many community events geared towards families. They even offer a day off from school for something called Rodeo Day, so families can enjoy the biggest part of the Osceola County Fair. Another great thing about St. Cloud is much like Kissimmee or Clermont, it has great access to lakes and parks as well, and it's approximately about 30 minutes from downtown Orlando, 25 minutes from the Orlando International Airport. However, it's about 45-minute drive to Disney, which isn't too bad considering the fact that some people in Florida have to drive 1 or 2 hours. One last drawback is the fact that the only real major highway that is connected to St. Cloud, or at least has easy access, is the Florida Turnpike. Now, it wasn't too long ago, like much of Florida, that home prices were very low in St. Cloud. However, over the last few years, due to demand, of course, prices have gone up significantly. However, even with these price increases, homes in St. Cloud are still relatively much more affordable. Your money can go much further in St. Cloud than in Orlando, with homes built after 2010 ranging around $415,000 in St. Cloud. And by the way, if you're getting any value from this, please feel free to hit that like button to help get this video out to more viewers. Up next, we have Davenport, which is located on the southwest side of the greater Orlando area, with its 2 main roadways being Highway 27 and Interstate I-4. Now, one of the things that this area has recently become well known for is its short-term rental communities, like the one you'll find in Champions Gate. That's largely due to the fact that it's so close to Disney. I mean, we're talking about 15 to 20-minute drive. And of course, like much of the greater Orlando area, because of the big boom in population and growth and movement towards Orlando, Davenport has also experienced a significant amount of growth in the last few years, with much of it being in new home construction. Now, one of the drawbacks of Davenport that I hear constantly is the fact that it's slightly more remote than other areas that we've talked about already. For example, the Orlando International Airport and even downtown Orlando, you're looking at about a 45-minute to an hour drive. Now, the best part about Davenport is the fact that your money will go a lot further than it will in Orlando. In fact, for homes built after 2010, the average price point in Davenport, you'd be looking at around $378,000. If Davenport doesn't provide enough value for you, if you're looking for an even lower price point, Poinciana may be the answer. This area is in its early stages of growth with developers focusing on both residential and commercial new construction. Now, while it's too early to predict Poinciana's trajectory over the next few years, one thing is for certain, it costs a lot less to buy a home here than in any of the other areas that we've talked about so far. Part of this affordability is due to its location, with an hour drive to the Orlando International Airport or downtown Orlando. To Disney, you're looking at a 40 to 50-minute drive. The trade-off means that homes built in this area after 2010, the average price point you'd be looking at is around $305,000, which is significantly lower than Orlando. Keep in mind that these price points are averages to give you a reference for home prices throughout the greater Orlando area. And if you'd like to learn more about living in any of these areas, you'll want to go ahead and click this here and watch this next.